The Halo customization situation. Welcome back, guys. It has been exactly 0 days since the last time the Halo community argued. Today, we're talking about something I thought was over a long time ago, but it is kinda relevant. It is Halo Infinite's customization. It is no mystery that Halo Infinite's customization had the potential to be the greatest Halo had ever seen. If you didn't know, there's even another layer of customization that we, the players, don't have access to that the developers do. This allows them greater customization and to go a step further in terms of detail. So think about grunging up the armor, more colors, more patterns, whether the armor is clean or looks dirty. They also have the ability to make the armor kits that unlock that we can't customize. Imagine if us, the players, had that. Now, before we get to today's issue, and if you aren't caught up, here's a little refresher as to why 90% of people hated Halo Infinite's customization system. For years, and thankfully developers fixed this, default colors when the game first came out were locked behind an $8 paywall. The color blue is the best example I can give. It was sold multiple times on multiple different cores with multiple different variations, so like a slight color change, and people were not happy. And nor should they be. For years, all throughout Halo's history, you could pick that color for free, but now you have to pay $8 multiple times. I'm surprised people weren't angrier. Now, based on feedback from the Halo community, a base set of colors was added during the winter update for Halo Infinite. Great stuff, fixed the problem, gave people a base set of colors they could use for free. Then people moved on to the armor cores themselves. The armor in Battle Pass was locked to certain cores. On Halo Infinite, there are multiple armor cores, each with different themes. A majority of the armor was locked to each individual core, obviously done to restrict customization so people would spend more money, and the Halo community realized this right away. Again, every single Halo game you could mix and match different sets, and now you couldn't. This restrictive customization was not received well, and again, based on feedback from the Halo community, all of the colors, which are called coatings on Halo Infinite, and many different armor pieces including shoulders, helmets, visors, knee pads, and gloves all became cross-core enabled. This means you could use any of these combinations on any of your cores, unlocking them for everyone. The only thing I think is not cross-core nowadays is the chest pieces, correct me if I'm wrong, but if you do want to see what full cross-core customization looks on this game, there's a bug you can use. I'll link the tutorial in the description below. Here are a couple examples on screen. They are wild. The only other thing you need to know before we cover today's problem is that once cross-core customization was partially enabled, which included the ability to purchase armor when it wasn't in the shop anymore, the pricing was raised considerably. Like, we're talking a 30 to 40% price hike just because they made the customization the way it was in past Halo games. To this day, on Halo Infinite, it is more expensive than it's ever been with the latest round of microtransactions. So, now that you're all caught up with the last 3 years of Halo Infinite's customization, it launched horribly, there's been some great steps to fix it, there's still things I really don't like, we come to today. Marty O'Donnell, the ex-Halo composer, posted the following: cat helmets, Master Chief is turning in his grave. This received huge attention. We're talking millions upon millions of people weighing in their opinion, some for, others against. We also had people in spite of Marty posting cat ears. There was others who supported what he had to say. The big overarching topic here, which goes beyond Halo Infinite, is art style, personality, and the soul of the video game in general. When Fortnite released, it changed the game forever. That game has almost single-handedly reinvented the wheel of what a live service product is. Fortnite was so successful that almost every other game developer in the last 5 years tried to copy it. The worst offender in my eyes that has completely destroyed any semblance of what it was before is Call of Duty. Fortnite and Call of Duty are so different. Fortnite is like a cartoon. Call of Duty is militaristic. The ludicrous skins that are on Call of Duty today are absurd and completely destroy any sort of military immersion that players could have had. At the moment, there is a literal Terminator pay-to-win skin. It's just stupid. This brings us to Halo, and in many ways, Halo is a lot more pared back. We haven't seen Nicki Minaj twerking on top mid of Livefire yet, so in that regard, Halo is doing much better. In saying that, there are the fracture cores. Fracture cores are the non-canon cores that are still loosely based on the Halo universe. Some Some of the fracture cores I really like. I love the samurai one. I love the World War I/steampunk one. On the flip side of that, I'm not the biggest fan of the Chimera core, that robot core. I see a lot of people use it as they think it makes their Spartans smaller in matchmaking, a smaller hitbox. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but there are some truly cursed armor sets you can do with the Chimera core. Again, it's not as jarring as Nicki Minaj, but it does toe that line very close on what a Halo armor should be. Now, naturally, as soon as Marty O'Donnell posted this status, and he probably saw this coming, it turned into an absolute shit show. Both for and against were at each other's throats, massive divide, a lot of arguments, and it just devolved straight into insults. So allow me to be the person who tries to settle this once and for all. We're probably not going to get to an agreement, but I'm at least going to provide both sides of the argument, and you guys in the comments can make up your own minds. Good? Sounds good. From my understanding, many people are okay with the occasional piece of armor being unique, but it shouldn't destroy the entire personality of the in-game universe you're creating your character in. For example, Halo 3 had the Hayabusa armor, the samurai armor with the katana. Halo Reach had the haunted helmet and you had the armor effects too. Halo Infinite, you have the cat ears. I put the cat ears into the same category as the Hayabusa armor and the haunted helmet. The big difference between the Bungie armor and the new Halo Studios armor, or I should say 343, is one, you pay with your wallet, the others you unlock through playing. So the katana on Halo 3, you have to get all the base achievements. For the haunted helmet on Halo Reach, you had to reach max rank. The cat ears on Halo Infinite, you just pay with your wallet. For me, that's the big discrepancy, but more on that in a minute. Halo Infinite in many ways, and yes, you have to pay for it, which I don't like, has allowed players to create really close militaristic armor sets that fit the feel of a Spartan. In terms of the traditional armor that is available, Halo Infinite does a really good job. How you get that armor, again, is what I have a problem with. I definitely feel like things could be so much worse, but I also can sympathize with the people who are concerned that the entire identity of Halo as a whole could potentially fly out the window. People already don't have trust in Microsoft, and I get that. Whether people should be at each other's throats over it, however, I disagree with that. I don't know why it's so hard to have a civil conversation nowadays, and that's way beyond Halo, that's just everything in general. Now, from my observations, Marty O'Donnell's post went very mainstream, outside of the Halo community, and since it did go so mainstream, this is where it comes into the game's overall identity. Many of the casual gaming audience do play Fortnite, they do play Call of Duty, they do see that Call of Duty's identity is completely destroyed. A lot of the mainstream audience do not play Halo Infinite. They just see the cat ears and they're like, oh, well, Halo's going the same way. I'm not even going to pull up the Steam charts on how few people are playing Halo Infinite. The Xbox charts, I think it's at 20th place. I mean, you can look at Halo Infinite's overall population, you can see the mainstream audience is not playing that game, and Steam charts are like 2,000 to 3,000 people max every day. It's not a lot. But in saying that, this brings us to the big crux of the issue. This is the big thing. This is what people have a problem with. So allow me to explain. The biggest problem is the over-monetization of armor and the new model that all major companies follow to try and copy Fortnite. This chasing profits above all else is why you get all of these ridiculous skins on Call of Duty and other video games. And I'm going to be very honest, the only reason this has gotten worse is because people keep buying them. And it's not the people who watch YouTube. The silent majority of players, the people not watching this video and other videos on this topic, they eat up everything that's in the shops. You guys who watch my videos and probably have seen other videos similar to this are only a drop in the ocean versus the broader gaming market. Ironically, that's why 343 Industries was chasing that broader audience, because they knew they could push whatever microtransactions they want and those core mainstream players will buy everything regardless. It is a vicious cycle, and we've only recently seen the ramifications of this on Halo Infinite. Now, to give context to what I'm speaking about, even people who supported Halo Infinite shop, they believed they were supporting future development by purchasing things. They were baffled by just how far Halo Studios and Microsoft were willing to push the MTX, the microtransactions, in the latest update. There was already a fair bit of pushback from the Halo community anyway, as they didn't feel like raising their prices progressively heading into year 3 was a good idea. And then year 4 rolled around and it's pretty much the cost of a AAA title now if you want to purchase anything. It's crazy because developers work on an $80 game now for 4 years, or they can throw a shiny object in the shop and make that back in a day. And you wonder why they keep doing it. The big thing that kicked all of this off was the blue team, the Halo 5 armor in the shop. If you miss out on buying the bundle, which you shouldn't even have to buy the bundle in the first place, it's going to cost you almost $100 to get each individual set of armor. And the bundle itself for me as an Australian is like $70 to $80. It's a lot. I'm also going to point out, because some of you guys pointed it out, so thank you for mentioning this, the Halo 5 Master Chief has a Dragon DMR coating. I should say Bandit, I'm saying DMR, it is what it is. That's the kind of thing I don't want to see. There's literally a model for called the Halo 5 pistol that is an infinite files. That would have been really well received, but instead we got that. Enough said. To summarize, yes, there is potential for Microsoft to push the microtransactions even further. They could completely destroy the art style, which would be really, really bad, but I think the Halo community is strong enough to stop that from happening. It is not going to help if people are arguing 24/7 about it, but if you can have a discussion like I've just done on my video, that's the way to get real change. People need to come together and have real conversations instead of just shouting at one another. And that extends so far beyond Halo, but it applies to Halo as well. Ultimately, all of the microtransactions, all of the pricing, everything is based on people still buying it. So all I can say to you guys watching this video is vote with your wallets. If you don't like a system, don't support it. And with that, that is a Halo Infinite customization situation. Millions of gamers weighed in on this, and I really feel like a lot of the discourse is frustration around the entire franchise. People were already frustrated by how things are, especially in the broader gaming space. A lot of the real hardcore Halo fans are like, yeah, it sucks, but there's still some nice things to enjoy in the meantime. I don't know if you guys have seen much Halo media outside of the Halo scene. It is about 95 to 100% negative at Halo Studios. Like, until that studio drops a good game, it is almost universal hatred towards them. So a lot of that frustration comes out when the cat ears thing goes viral. In any case, I did my best to try explain everything for you guys so you understand what's going on. The question I have to ask, and I did ask my Twitter this, is should Halo abandon wacky armor pieces for a more militaristic shooter aesthetic in their video games? I personally think it is the free-to-play model itself that is causing this massive shift away from a game's identity, and I think that is what people don't resonate with. Anyway, think about it, let me know your thoughts. Thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed nonetheless, and I'll see you guys later.